Hey there, net dwellers! I am logon411. What makes a movie successful? Well, if you're talking financially, the biggest thing that every movie should do is have people watch it. But to do this, the viewing people have to be convinced that they need to see this movie. Some films do this well, even if there are some that don't really feel like they should deserve to have that happen to them, and they don't need to, and we would be better off if that didn't happen to them at all. But I'm getting my head of myself. Well, other films, not so great. Now, this isn't usually the movie's fault, it's just, in those cases, the studio didn't persuade an audience enough to see their movie. And because of this, a lot of great movies have become overlooked. And we're here to look over my top 10 favorite today. So, kick back, relax, as you watch and hear movie names and titles that will make you go, wow. Here are my top 10 underrated movies.
Don't you forget about me. Don't,
Number 10. Rise of the Guardians. To me, this seems like every kid's dream movie. I mean, just listen to this short summary of the film. Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, Sandman, Easter Bunny, and Jack Frost team up to protect the children of the world from the boogeyman. Come on. Tell me the little kid in you doesn't curl up into a ball of delight from just that analysis. Or maybe that's just how I react to it. This movie is just a spectacle of utter magic. It has mesmerizing visuals, creative landscapes, and inventive ideas. But the big selling point for me is the way all the characters in the film interact with each other. My two favorite specific characters would definitely have to be Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. The Tooth Fairy because, one, her design. I mean, just look at her. I can't see how anyone can come up with a design for the Tooth Fairy so bizarre, yet so unique and beautiful. It's a design that you would see in an anime. She's also voiced by one of my favorite actresses, Ilsa Fisher. And I'm not saying that she's one of my favorite actresses just because she's ginger. Although it doesn't hurt. Shut up! And then there's Santa Claus, voiced as Alec Baldwin in a Russian accent. Yeah, when you look at it on paper, the idea of Baldwin as a Russian Santa sounds like piss poor casting, but boy, did he ever win me over. I mean, there's just so much enjoyment in his voice and in his performance. It's almost contagious. No, it is contagious. Bottom line, the film is an imaginative gem, and there should be more children and adults to witness their childhood heroes in a whole entirely new way.
don't you
Number 9.
forget about me.
about time. So when it comes to this film, I can actually see why it doesn't get as much attention. From the poster alone, you can tell that it just seems like every cliched romance chick flick that's been done before. But this film differs in comparison to one of those other romance films. Why? Because it has time travel. Travel. Did I just go with the flow with it? This video. But while most lead characters in other time travel movies go back in time to stop an antagonist, prevent a big event, or even visit different time periods, this movie's lead uses time travel only to get with a girl. That plot alone is reason for me enough to recommend the heck out of this movie. Most time travel movies' storylines sometimes get a little complicated, but this film's simplicity just soaks you into such charm. Everything about this film is just so charming. That definitely helps thanks to the male lead, Domhnall Gleeson. I don't know what it is about this guy, but every role he does is just so relatable. Thank you, you peasant! Oh, well, you're quite welcome. Oh, Hux? Why'd you say thank you? And how can I see you when you're not even in front of me? Matter at hand, my good lad. Matter at hand. Bullocks, Job's palace. Hey, can one of you grab this coat for me, please? It's starting to reek the stench of all of you. Disappointment, regret, and failure. Oh, yes, yeah, we still have the young adolescent still on screen. Oh, shut up! Anyway, young boy, the reason I am intruding here is because I am here to explain to you simpletons that the charming man that you see in the motion picture before you, played by me. What? How is that possible? Well, apparently, just yelling at people to join the Forced Altar isn't enough. Messed up world we live in. So I figured that the best method for people to go into enrollment is to have them see me play a charming character. That way, it'll be impossible for them to refuse to this charming face. Okay. Then, how come you look so familiar from other movies? Oh, yes. Well... Pardon? Like the character in that one movie that joins an indie band with Magneto with a paper mache giant head. Look, it was a very confusing time in my life. Okay, so just quit asking. Captivating. Now, is there anything else you want to say? I mean, you already made this video longer than it already needs to be. No, I think that was it. Yes, yes. We're done here. Well, good. Oh, no, wait. Before you leave, before I leave you, I want you to leave you with these final words.
What? What is it?
Join the Forced Order!
Yeah, alright, that's right.
Now, why just go back to being an uptight babysitter to that young, more angsty, young Severus Snape? What? What did you just say to me? Well, anyway, when most people think of great romance films, they usually think of The Notebook or The Fault in Our Stars. This film, in my mind, though, deserves to be recognized as much as those films. Gleason and McAdams' chemistry is so endearing to see on screen, but not too much to where their love becomes annoying or unrealistic. And that's just the whole movie in a nutshell. Plus, this film features one of the best movie dads I've ever seen, played by Bill Nighy. Just watch for yourself and tell me you're not entranced with Bill Nighy's fatherly wisdom. Now, I won't spoil the ending of the film for you, as it will give away the entire simple tone of the film that you need to experience for yourself. About Time combines two genres beautifully woven together in a hidden gem that'll make you want to turn back the clock to watch it again and again.
Don't you
Number 8.
forget about me.
The Rescuers Down Under. Yeah, you knew this one was coming. Whenever anybody makes an underrated movies list, Rescuers Down Under usually appears. And yet this movie still isn't talked about enough. When referring to Disney's Renaissance era, we all know that The Little Mermaid kickstarted it. And then obviously Beauty and the Beast came after, right? Wrong. Enter this movie. I suppose this doesn't get as much attention since it's the sequel to the first Rescuers movie that's known for, by many, being boring. And understandably so, considering since people think that this follow-up will be boring as well as the first one. Funny enough though, this movie is the exact opposite. With the How to Train Your Dragon movies being the best 3D I've ever seen because of their flying scenes, I seriously want this movie to have a re-release in 3D. The eagle scene would look even more incredible if it was in 3D. Better yet, remaking Disney animated movies into live-action films is the big thing nowadays. So, why not remake The Rescuers? Heck, make it into a franchise. Picture it. Each film could take place in different parts of each country of the world. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. You get the gist of it. This movie deserves more attention than it's getting. Nevertheless, compared to the other movies on this list, I don't love it because of its deep philosophical meanings that it has. I love it because it's an incredible, fun adventure. And really, what could be wrong about that? You know, remind me later just to get a bucket, a white bucket, an actual white bucket, just to get after that smell. No, you know what one of you has to give me? Give me one of your helmets, and get one of your helmets so that I can barf in it. Don't backtalk me, sir!